Just when you thought the world of print on demand couldn't get any more exciting, Printify and Printful had to join forces and completely revolutionize the industry. But what does that mean for you? Well, that's why we're here today. Welcome to the Clicks to Riches show. My name is Martin, and it's my pleasure to be your guide through this unprecedented time to be an online entrepreneur. By the end of today's show, you'll be armed with all the info you need to navigate your way through this merger of two industry titans. And while we're at it, we'll drop the latest industry news and Printify updates on you so you're up to date with everything you need to know to put a bow on this crazy holiday season and get ready for the challenges of the new year. And as a special treat, our guest today comes from Printful, and we'll be dishing the goods from that side of the aisle to familiarize you with what they do so you can start taking advantage of Printful's special talents to increase your profitability. Her name is Elizabete from Printful's YouTube channel, and you'll be able to shoot her your questions during our live Q&A session. And we'll wrap everything up today with an action plan so you can put everything you learned today to work for you to increase your profitability. And a special shout out to all the people that are joining us today from Printful. And I know there's a few of you out there, so go ahead and spam that chat. Let us know if you're a Printful merchant, this is your first time to the Clicks to Riches show, and maybe we'll give you a shout out. And speaking of this chat, now this is an interactive experience, so we're gonna be covering a lot of topics today. So go ahead, let us know how you feel in the chat, as well as we will have a dedicated Q&A session a little bit later. So pop those questions as they come to you into the chat. Our moderator Talish will collect those and we will address those during that live dedicated Q&A session. But with me, as always, is the lovely and, dare I say, effervescent Leah. Leah, how you doing today?
Hello, I'm so excited to be here. It's so surreal having our fellow friends from Printful here. We watch their videos all the time, and now they're in a video with us.
Exactly. Like, if you would have told me 2 months ago that we'd be sitting here and, like, collaborating with Printful, I would have thought you were crazy. But here we are. Exactly. So, and you folks out there are going to be the ultimate benefactors of this union, and we'll explain to you exactly how that's going to work. And along the way, we're going to have a lot of fun. So, do you like prizes? Well, for those of you that are frequent viewers of the Clicks to Riches show, you know, we like to give away prizes. So what I'm going to ask you to do is take out your Printify account and have that ready. And no better time than the present. This is, after all, the season of giving. Let's go ahead and give away our first coupon code for $15 of Printify sales credit. And don't worry, we're gonna do this at 3 points during today's show, so you'll have multiple opportunities to win. And if that wasn't enough, we'll give away a link at the end of our show where you can fill out our post-show survey, and 3 of you will be randomly selected to win our mega prize package, which is the largest prize package we've ever given away on the show, which is $50 of Printify sales credit and a Clicks to Riches t-shirt, as well as something special from our friends at Printful. Stay tuned for that. But no better time than the present. Let's give away our first coupon code. Go ahead and take out your Printify account. And on the left-hand side where it says wallet, go ahead and click there and then click on the payments button and then scroll down to where it says coupon. And the first the first 3 of you that enter today's coupon code the fastest will instantly win $15 of Printify sales credit, boom, placed directly into your account. Now, if you see the notice this coupon code doesn't exist, that's because you were just a little bit too slow, but don't worry, you're gonna have many more opportunities to win. And if you do win, let us know in the chat so we can all celebrate.
We'll give you a nice shout out.
Exactly. All right. So today's first coupon code is joining forces, all one word, spelled just like this. I hear fingertips feverishly tapping on keyboards all over the world. So again, if you don't win, don't worry, you'll get many more chances. So how's that chat looking, by the way, Leah?
Oh my gosh, you guys are extra active today. I love it. We've got Blueberry Woofles checking in, wishing us a happy holiday. That's such a cute name. I saw we have Jay D'Souza in here. Hey, Jay. We've got actually a few people from Canada, from the beautiful British Columbia. We have so many first-timers here as well. We have Jer from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We've got people from Sweden all over. Hello and welcome.
Wonderful. It's truly an international event, so we're going to have a lot of fun today. But first, let's cover the latest breaking news in the world of print on demand so you're up to speed with what's going on. First of all, You mentioned Canada, but our first lead story is about the Canada Post strike that continues to affect our friends and colleagues up there in the Great White North, putting a monkey wrench in this holiday season. Let's just hope this gets solved sooner rather than later. But yes, the Canada Post strike continues and affecting merchants doing business in Canada.
Mm-hmm. And if you're wondering maybe how we can kind of address this, unfortunately, neither us, neither you have control over what carriers and post offices do. The best thing you can do for this moment is just be honest, completely transparent with your customers. Let them know of the situation. They're probably also very aware. So as long as you're upfront about it, most people will be understanding.
Communication is key in situations like this, and ultimately your customers are going to understand. So let's just hope this gets solved sooner rather than later so you can get back to business. TikTok Shop has launched in Spain, coupling with their recent launch in the UK. They're expanding their reach on the continent of Europe. This is simply their latest offering. Stay tuned for more, but this just demonstrates their commitment to being able to address TikTok merchants in continental Europe. So stay tuned for more to come from TikTok.
And this is a good sign that they're probably going to expand to the rest of Europe as well. If you're already using TikTok or you've been toying with it, start creating content now, build that audience, and then when TikTok Shop is launched in your country, you're going to be ready to go.
Exactly. And for those of you that don't know, the TikTok Shop US is one of our fastest growing sales channels ever that was launched this year. So something worth considering. Speaking of Europe, starting tomorrow on December 13th, new general product safety regulations go into effect. Now, what does that mean for people, for Printify merchants? Well, it's only going to affect you if you are selling inside the EU and Northern Ireland. If your primary market is the United States, don't worry, you don't have to do anything. But we're going to pop a link into the chat to some helpful resources to help you navigate your way through this. And here's maybe a good time to note that we're going to be popping a lot of links into today's chat, but if you're watching live, go ahead and click on those. But just know that they will be added to this video's description for everybody watching afterwards, okay? So what do you need to know about this particular general product safety regulations? Well, again, it's only going to affect you if you do business inside the European Union and Northern Ireland. So first of all, step one is going to be to make sure your products are compliant with this new regulation, is to turn on the GPSR settings in your account. And then for every new product that you create, the required product information will be automatically added to the product through the creation process. For all the products you have already created, simply go to My Products, select them, and click Add the description to each particular product. And in both cases, all you need to do after that is simply republish the product.
And for those of you who have tons of listings, we are working on a bulk update feature. Please stay patient, but it will come.
Exactly. And again, I'm going to say this a third time. It only affects you if you do business within the European Union. Click on the link, investigate the Help Center articles, and if you still have questions, go ahead and reach out to our merchant support. Moving along, one thing that's cool about this time of year is that several companies in our sphere release their trend reports for 2025. So I just want to cover a couple of them, okay? And we're going to pop the links to both of them into the chat so you can follow along. But the first one I want to highlight is Pinterest and their predictions for 2025. Now, one thing about Pinterest is they're remarkably accurate when it comes to their predictions. So you do well to take a look and take on board some of these ideas for you in 2025.
They've been about 80% accurate in the last 4 years with their predictions, so they're a really good indicator of what people are looking for. Because a lot of pinners or people who use Pinterest, they're actually planning for the future, so their audience is predicting what people want. And before we kind of get into some of these trends, put in the chat right now, I'm curious if you've seen this trend report, what are your favorite trends? They've got a lot of fun, quirky ones here. Up on the screen, we can actually see some of these. We've got sea witchery, it's kind of like dark, nautical. We've got a cherry coated and pickle fix, those kind of speak for themselves. But let's talk a little bit about how we can actually translate these styles onto products. So we have some examples here. think about the aesthetic of the overall trend. What colors are being used? What design elements or the overall energy? And see how you can translate that onto products. So we've got some examples here. Again, cherry coated, pickle fix speaks for itself. We've got Rococo Revival, the pink in the top right corner here. That one I hear is going to be huge. It's kind of all frills and feathers and bows, really elegant. Think of like the 1700s Marie Antoinette style. She was the queen of Rococo. And my favorite of all of these, I love the fisherman aesthetic. I think it's kind of quirky, fun, playful, cute. Did you have a favorite one?
Yeah, the fisherman, that's the one in the bottom left, right?
Yes, the bottom
Okay.
left with kind of like the sea waves button up.
My favorite isn't on here, but that's Castlecore, because I'm like a massive Game of Thrones fan, so anything like medieval themed is totally up my alley. So if my wife is watching, now you know exactly what to get me for Christmas, okay? But moving on to the other trend report I wanted to highlight is Shopify's 20 trending products and things to sell online. Now we made a graphic for you up on the screen highlighting all 20 of them, but if you notice there are a few that are marked in green, and those are the ones I want you to pay special attention to because those you can find in our catalog right now specifically, okay? And number 1 and number 2, I want you to take a specific notice to, because those are our CPG or our consumer product, consumer packaged good products that we rolled out this year, being the first ones in the entire industry to do so. It's definitely something worth investigating, and I'd be happy to go into a deeper dive on this on a further episode. But just know that you have access to this kind of awesome stuff through our Printify catalog and start selling it if you decide to go that direction in 2025.
And don't be afraid to kind of get creative with these. You know, even some of the ones that we don't have marked in green, you can work into POD somehow. Look at wine, for example.
Right.
Okay, we don't have print-on-demand wine yet. Maybe in the future, I don't know.
Someday.
But we have wine tote bags. We've got wine glasses, other drinkware, different accessories that you could go along with this.
Exactly, and each one of these can be easily incorporated as some sort of design. You can slap it on a t-shirt or mug or what have you, okay? Wonderful. All right, well, let's go ahead and keep this train rolling. There's a recent news story came out that concerned the Savannah Bananas. If you're not familiar with the Savannah Bananas, they are a baseball team in the United States, and they play baseball in a very unique way. They're basically the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. I highly recommend you check them out. They're a great watch, super funny. But they recently capitalized on a trend, and it highlights one of the things that is a unique advantage for you folks out there in print on demand. One of the most advantageous sales strategies you can employ as part of this business, and that is moment merch. You have the unique ability to instantly react to trends or things that are going on in the cultural zeitgeist that apply to your target customers or your target niche, create designs almost instantly, and then be selling right as that particular incident or thing is really popular, and then through social media or however else you communicate with your potential customers, you can capitalize on this and start gaining sales long before some of the big players can even dream about entering the market. And we're going to pop in a link to exactly how they took advantage of this moment merch strategy. I don't know if you were aware, there's a little while ago, there was an avant-garde artist that pasted a banana with a piece of duct tape to a wall and managed to sell it for $6.2 million. Well, how did the Savannah Bananas take advantage of it? Well, they created a shirt, you can see it up there, with an interesting design that capitalized on this on this moment that was active in social media and popular culture, and created a limited run of 62 shirts, capitalizing on that $6.2 million price for the art piece, and selling it for $62. Okay, now I don't know how many of you out there would like to sell a t-shirt for 62 bucks, but it's a pretty good profit earner, okay? So this is just one example of capitalizing on something that's popular, creating a design, getting it out there, and then wreaking the profit on it. Moment merch.
We have another really good example, actually, a success story, and we'll share the link, but we had a merchant who capitalized on a pop culture moment, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard trial. Mm-hmm. She made t-shirts that said, "Camille is my lawyer," and they just took off. So if you want to see the full story and her strategy, we'll also share that link.
Exactly. All right, moving this train forward, let's talk about trending products. Now, these are, of course, going to be highly holiday related, but it's important to understand the nuances in these particular products that I've selected, because we all know the top products. They're going to be your hoodies, your sweatshirts, your t-shirts, and the like, okay? But ornaments, they performed well. If you've ever watched this show, you know I preach the selling of ornaments during the holiday season to anybody who wants to listen, okay? If you're not selling ornaments, you're losing money, okay? But it's important to notice that the sale of ornaments picked up as the holiday season moved forward. So it's not so much it is considered a last-minute item, whereas maybe you think that people aren't going to order an ornament so close to Christmas to put on the tree. Maybe the tree's already up. That's not actually how consumers behave. These actually picked up throughout the season, as did mugs and candles and socks. But the real winners here are Kiss Cut stickers, and the surprise of the season was bumper stickers and puzzles. Okay, there's always a wild card every season. This year it was puzzles and bumper stickers.
I'm curious as to why that is. If you sell puzzles or bumper stickers, let us know in the chat kind of what made it go off for you. Exactly. I'm very curious.
That one really surprised me, like bumper stickers. You don't necessarily associate that with Christmas, but there you go. You just never know what's going to be hot. Speaking of trends, our friends over at eRank have a trend report on their dashboard, and I'd like to feature a little bit of information from that. Shout out to our friends at eRank. Now, I just highlighted some current trends that are popular on Etsy for the last week, and I just want to highlight those for you. Of course, these are also going to be Christmas related, but it's important to keep track of these as part of your keyword strategy for the holiday season, okay? Personalized gifts, custom gifts. Now, if you are not selling customized gifts, well, you're missing out on another great advantage of the print-on-demand business model, okay? It's one thing we do super well. So it's definitely something you should consider selling. And then, of course, wall art and wall decor that has been picking up steadily and showing great numbers ever since the pandemic. And, of course, gifts for him or her, because that's how people are searching this year. Ornaments, of course, and then Christmas, obviously. So, what's new at Printify? Well, I'm glad you asked. So, I want to highlight a few things that are new to the Printify platform that you should be aware of so that you can take the most advantage of your Printify account. The first is our chatbot Richie. Well, now chatbot Richie speaks 56 different languages. Leah, how many languages do you speak?
2 on a good day.
2 on a good day. Well, you can choose either one and have a conversation with Richie, our chatbot.
Just keep in mind, our real human agents, though, still only speak mostly English, so once you get to that point of the chat process, we either have to use Google Translate or you'll have to convert to English.
Exactly, but at least you can have a stimulating conversation with Richie, our chatbot, in your language of choice.
Go say hi to him.
All right, our bulk order limit was recently reduced to 20 items from 60, or 50 in some cases, but 20. Now, this is an excellent opportunity for you to take advantage of this new threshold to save a little bit of money when ordering in bulk. We're gonna pop the link to that into the channel right now.
And some of you might be wondering, how do I actually get these bulk orders? How do people make bulk sales? There are a lot of ways to get creative. Go check out kind of in-person events, or maybe even like collaborate with a physical retail store or local boutique if it fits with your aesthetic, your niche. You can go to local companies for corporate merch, local entertainment events, or even nonprofits or charity organizations.
Exactly, and it's just an example of us working with our partners to find ways to save you money and put more money in your pocket. And here's what to keep an eye on. Well, although we're not technically through the holiday season yet, I mean, we're near the barrier of our our cutoff dates, but there's still certainly time to capture some more sales. Like if you're still using priority shipping or using Printify Choice or Printify Express, it's all about squeezing every last sale out of the holiday season. So we're gonna pop in a link to our network fulfillment status page so you can find out which print providers you can still do some business with here up until those inevitable deadlines. But that means once those deadlines pass, you have to shift your focus to completely completely focus on the customer service aspect of your business, because you certainly want to make sure you're available to answer any questions promptly, because these customers this influx of customers that you have during the holiday season, these have the potential to be repeat customers in 2025. So you got to show them a good time. Yes, and this is a good opportunity. I'm nothing if not a shameless self-promoter. Join me for my live Q&A sessions that I do on Mondays and Wednesdays. We can talk about any of the subjects we covered today. We can talk about the merger, because I want to talk about the things that you want to talk about. These are 100% free sessions. We're going to pop the link to these into the chat. Go ahead and sign up. Again, it's 100% free. Come join me in my home studio and let's talk about the things you want to talk about. And a special shout out to all you POD rock stars out there. That's our Facebook group. For you folks that are just joining us from Printful, I highly recommend you join our Facebook group, POD Rockstars. Come and listen, or excuse me, experience the experiences of like-minded POD sellers and learn from some of the best people out there. That's POD Rockstars, link in the chat. All right, well, folks, it's time to talk about the theme of the day. Now, that is our merger with Printful. Now, again, I'm going to say it again, because if you had told me a couple months ago that we would be here talking about this, I would have thought you were crazy. But it's a new day, and we're going to explain exactly what that means for you, because ultimately, you are the ones that are going to benefit, and your customers. So through this merger, what do you need to know? Well, you're going to be able to take advantage of the best of both worlds. Printful's in-house fulfillment centers and their high reputation for quality, as well as Printify's vast network and product catalog, our vast network of print providers worldwide and our massive catalog. And both companies will maintain their brand identities and function as separate entities for the time being. So no need to panic or to think that you have to do a whole bunch of stuff to your listings. If you like Printful, Printful's not going to change. Printify's not going to change. We're going to be supporting you through this holiday season, okay? And as far as our leadership is concerned, our CEO is Alex Saltonstall. He is the CEO coming over from Printful, but Printify's CEO, Anastasia Olenenka, has moved to the president and head of platform. So you can rest assured knowing that the steering wheel of the company is being helmed by professionals. But at the end of the day, it means just more access to more top quality products and more opportunities for you to profit using, again, the best of both worlds. So ultimately, you are the ones that are going to benefit from it, and we're going to outline exactly what that means here in just a second with Leah's frequently asked questions section. So what we've done is we have collected some frequently asked questions for you, and the lovely Leah is going to address those right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to address the questions that have been kind of the most asked by all of you and kind of have been your biggest concerns. So the first question, do I need to do anything with my listings that are currently active? No, absolutely not. You keep on doing business as usual. You don't need to adjust or change anything. Next biggest concern, does that mean that prices will go up because Printful is a little bit more expensive than us? Also, no. Your profitability is our #1 priority, and it's always been a key part of our success. We have no interest in taking away your profitability because your profitability is our success. Next, how does this impact quality? Both Printful and Printify have been taking and will always take quality very seriously because we know and you know that quality sells. And now that we are kind of joining forces, two brains becoming one, we can share knowledge and our technology with each other, meaning you get access to even better quality. This next question, we've been getting this a lot. Do you have a monopoly? No, we do not. There are still plenty of other players out there. Now, none are as good as us, so we think, but the options are still out there. Will this mean one subscription or login for both platforms? Not right now, but if it's gonna happen, you will be the first to know. And if you want it to happen, let us know. Put it in the chat, put it in comments, write to our support teams, let us know. The next question, why did you merge at the busiest time of the year? That is a very valid concern and a good question to ask. In short, mergers are just very long, they're very complex, and there are a lot of rules to follow. We wanted this to happen earlier, but we simply couldn't make it happen. And lastly, what do you have planned for the future of Printful and Printify? We will keep you updated with everything you need to know. Stay tuned, but for now, you can relax, rest easy, and focus on the profitability of your business. We will continue to have your back no matter what.
That's right. There's a ton of people working behind the scenes right now as we speak to come up with the next generation of solutions for you to add to your profitability. But how do you feel about this? Let us know in the comments, whether you're watching live or on replay. Let us know. How do you feel about the merger? How has it affected you? What do you want to see from us in the future? This is all valuable information that we can take on board. So please let your voice be heard.
You know, just looking at the chat quickly, it seems like a lot of you you're feeling kind of good, positive about it. You're warming up to the idea. And I think that's a great direction to head in.
And I think that's pretty universal. Like once the initial shock of the announcement, once you get over that initial shock, you move on to acceptance. You're like, okay, great. What do you got for me? So stay tuned. All right, speaking of stay tuned, let's go ahead and give away a little bit more money. For our second coupon code, I would ask you to get out your Printify accounts.
Before you do that, we have to shout out the first coupon code winner. We had Linda H. She was a winner, so congratulations on your $15.
Congratulations, Linda H. But guess what, Linda? There's nothing that says you can't win again. So you've obviously proved yourself to be a fast typer, so let's see how fast you are, okay? Go ahead, take out your Printify account, click on the left-hand side where it says Wallet, and then from the drop-down menu, click on Payments. And then prepare to enter today's second coupon code where 3 of you will win instantly $15 of Printify sales credit. And again, you're not gonna see bells and whistles saying, woohoo, you won, or sorry, you lost. You're either gonna get the money or it's gonna say this coupon doesn't exist because we only made 3 of them. All right, so enough of that. Let's get on with the coupon code. Holiday Hustle, all one word, printed just like this. Feverishly type that in. I think
Hustle
people
on
have
over
exactly.
to the code.
This is all about you, all you hustlers out there hustling this holiday season, making it work, putting that money in your pocket and making sales. So so shout out to all of you. But let's go ahead and welcome our guest for the day. Her name is Elizabete. She is from Printful's YouTube channel. She has graciously agreed to share her time with us. I am so glad that we can finally be sitting on the same couch where once we were competitors, now we are colleagues. This is an absolutely wonderful moment. So thank you so much for coming on. How you feeling?
Very, very, very good. Hello to everybody watching. If you don't know who I am basically what these two lovely people are, but over on Printful's YouTube channel. So if you've never met me or if you've never watched a video, welcome, hi, hello. If you come from Printful's side, you might have already seen me somewhere. And I could not be more excited to be here. I feel like this feels surreal.
I know, right?
What?
It's pretty amazing. But again, thank you so much for sharing your time with us and our community. And thanks for bringing all those Printful people over to our show today. All right, so before we kick things off, we like to start off with a little icebreaker trivia question with our guests.
Right.
You folks at home can play along. So without further ado, are you ready for today's icebreaker question?
I am. I feel like the audience should know. I genuinely have no idea what this is going to be like. I'm a little bit nervous.
Okay,
so.
well, I'm not going to make it too hard for you, but if you've been paying attention there over at Printful, you should get this, okay? Are you ready?
Okay.
All right, so what was one of Printful's first 3 products offered when they launched back in 2013? Was it A, posters, B, mugs, C, shower curtains, or D, novelty dog pajamas? Now, before you answer, let's give our audience out there a chance to put their responses into the chat. A, posters, B, mugs, C, shower curtains, or D, novelty dog pajamas, okay? What was it?
I'm going to go with A, mostly because the lore is that the company started off as like this kind of like motivational thing for startups. where there were a lot of these motivational posters now like 11 years ago that startups love to put on their walls. So I'm going to guess that it was posters.
Congratulations. The correct answer is A, posters. Did we get anybody that got it right?
We actually had quite a few people. Seamless Comfort Limited, John Fraser, Natalie, Craft D, they all said posters.
Did anybody say novelty dog pajamas?
Yes, we had Good Mom Beauty, Alvin Rustin Zhang said novelty pajamas.
Good guess, but unfortunately it was posters. But thank you all for playing along at home.
I would.
All right, so give us the 411 on Printful, okay? Maybe our audience isn't as familiar with Printful as they should be, but what is it you guys do the best?
All right, this is kind of coming from our customers, the people who really trust us with the stuff that we do. I feel like most of our users, if you're sitting there, you can back me up on this, love the quality that we provide. The main difference between Printful and Printify, if you don't know, is kind of like in our setup. To somebody who comes from completely outside of POD space, you might not really know anything about this, and it would be like, Printful, Printify, they're exactly the same company. Why is there a difference? The setup kind of goes like this. So Printify works with their fantastic outsourced partners. You have a big network all over the world, and you're able to cover a big chunk of the world because you work with so many different partners. Versus for us, the priority for it was making sure that we do everything in-house. So our facilities are all our team. It's our people, our machines, everybody just kind of like working together, wearing the same T-shirts. I'm sure like some of the Printful people will recognize this one. What that means for us is that we can control every single thing that goes on in there. So from the very start, we use the same machinery, we use the same processes, the same products, and as a result, I sure hope that was your experience as well. We like to control our quality as much as possible.
Exactly. All right. So just tell us a little bit about the vibe over there at Printful. How did the announcement of this merger, how was it taken by your colleagues over there?
By colleagues, I feel like it was, the first moment was shock because all of us have spent so much time trying to compete, right? Trying to be like, okay, well, they launched this, we can do this. Okay, they launched that, we can do that. Versus now, it feels kind of crazy to just be able to work together. We get to see how everything works on your end. You get to see how everything works on our end. We're super excited at this point. I couldn't be more stoked about this, right? At this point, I feel like the first shock has worn off. Now we're starting to work together. I've spent so much time with you guys today and during other days. And the vibe is like, we don't know exactly what's coming, but we're like starting to work together and we're happy.
Exactly. So that's from the Printful side. Now, what about your merchant community? What has been their reaction?
Somewhat similar for different reasons, obviously. For most of them, especially in the beginning, I was like, what? What is happening? How? And especially during this time, during the holidays, all of my orders for like Black Friday, for Christmas, for New Year's, for everything's going to be totally impossible to handle, right? This merger, this huge news, and also the holidays. But then people kind of like calmed down for a little bit, realized that we're not making huge, gigantic changes right now. And now people are kind of feeling better. They're seeing the opportunities that might come from the fact that we get to align and work together. So people are overall more positive.
Yeah, and you said a word there that I think we should really highlight. It's the opportunity that the merchants out there are going to have access to. So that's what I'm most excited about the future. But Leah, you mentioned it a little bit earlier when you talked about pricing. Now, it's no secret you guys are just a little bit more expensive than we are. So tell us a little bit about where that value is in that elevated price.
I feel like that very much connects to the difference that I explained in the very, very first bit. So because we kind of like own the entire process and create every single process from scratch, like we test all of the products ourselves, find the suppliers, we test every single customization technique. So like every single thing that we introduce goes through a whole process for us on our end. That's a huge investment, making sure that we hire everybody and we buy all the machinery and we buy all the stock. Being able to maintain that on our side is our commitment to quality, but it is also more expensive. Therefore, that is kind of where that difference in price comes from.
Okay, well, let's address the elephant in the room, because likely you folks out there in doing your research before you either settled on Printify or Printful were attracted to either platform based on specific things, or maybe you had experiences in the past with one or the other that led you to choose either Printful or Printify, and now you're dead set Team Printful, and now you're dead set Team Printify. Okay. Now that it's one company, what do you think the merchant sentiment should be now that they're sort of like I wouldn't say forced, but now that they're confronted with the fact that everything happens under one umbrella?
Well, the first thing is we kind of already know why some people pick the one and some people pick the other. We are doing everything in our power, especially currently, the behind the scenes work. There's so much going on to make sure that we can find out how you guys do the stuff that you do really well, and you can find out how we do stuff that we do really well. And once we connect those two things, it's going to be way more possible for us to eliminate the things that might have made you not super happy and bring up the things that made you happy already.
Exactly, and here's a good opportunity for me to remind you folks out there that if you do have questions for us or about anything we've covered today or anything that Liz has mentioned about Printful, pop that into the chat right now, and then our moderator Talish will collect that and we'll address that in the Q&A session in just a little bit. But folks, Liz. If our Printify community out there wants to learn a little bit more about what you guys do, where should they go?
Well, this is going to be my shameless plug right now. Okay, get ready. Go to our YouTube channel. I'm really hoping that there's a link appearing in the chat right now.
Yes.
You're gonna see a lot more of me there if you're not tired of hearing my voice just yet. But we do so much to make sure that we can educate sellers in every single way, from our own stuff and like products and integrations and everything, a lot of tutorials, to just e-commerce stuff in general, how to market, how to design, how to make sure that you can succeed. And I feel like regardless of which platform you have come from, whether it's Printful or Printify, I hope you're gonna find the stuff that we make useful. So I will see you there.
Exactly, and here's a little challenge to you folks out there that are watching right now. If you haven't subscribed to Printful's YouTube channel yet, go ahead and do so. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do so. And if you're already subscribed to both of them, drop the word both into the chat, and so we can celebrate how awesome you are as one of our online entrepreneurs. I teased it a little bit earlier, but you're adding something to our prize package to our 3 randomly selected winners that fill out our post-show survey. What exactly are you adding to the prize package?
We are doubling it.
What?
So, you know how we mentioned there's going to be 3 winners who are going to get some amazing prizes at the end if you fill the survey that we're going to send. What Printful is going to do on our side is we're going to add just as much of prizes to the prize pot already. So your winnings are going to be doubled.
Exactly. So that's if you're playing along at home, that's $50 of Printify sales credit, $50 of Printful sales credit, a Clicks to Riches T-shirt that you can wear at Christmas morning and be the envy of your entire family, and an embroidered Printful hat that you can wear along and be the conversation piece of the year. And that'll be for our 3 randomly selected winners who fill out our post-show survey. So don't go anywhere. All right, well, let's move things along because I know we have a lot of questions we need to answer, and I want to make sure we answer as many as we can. So, Leah, what's going on with our folks there in the Q&A chat?
Yes, we have so many questions. First of all, Elizabeth Wallace in the chat says, I love Elizabete, so she's happy you're here, and shout out to all Elizabetes out there.
Thank you for bringing your fans over today. Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm glad.
All right, so let's get to the questions. Our first question is from Jamie G, and asking, how does this merger even affect us? What changes will we see on our end?
Well, I mean, for the time being, each platform is going to operate as they were, okay? Because it doesn't make sense to do anything except support you during this most crucial time of the year. So I just will urge you to stay patient, and we will share any updates or anything about how this affects you and your business at a future date, okay? But for right now, don't worry about anything. It's business as usual, and we're there to support you whether you're using Printful or Printify.
Right, and again, if you want something specific for you out of this merger, let us know. Make your voice known.
Exactly. Put it into the chat. Put it into the description. Reach out to our support teams. Make your voice heard, and remember, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. We want to give you the experience that works best for you.
Yes. Okay, next question asked by RPG Mouse. When will we see the first changes as a result of the merger?
Ooh, people are asking about the future. I mean, I wish I had a crystal ball and I could tell you, but we just simply don't know at this time. This is still relatively new. Our teams are just beginning the collaboration phase. So what's going to come out on the other end? I don't know, but I know for sure it's going to be awesome and you're not going to want to miss it.
And you will be the first to know.
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't think you guys would want us to spend this time right now working entirely on the changes that we might be making to the platforms. I'm sure everybody here understands how crucial a time this is for you guys as sellers. So we're knees deep in the busiest season of the year. Once this is done, you're going to start learning more stuff about what is coming, okay?
Stay tuned.
Exactly. Okay, next question is from Michelle Blount. Will we have access to one fully merged catalog of products? This is a fantastic question. We don't have the answer for you just yet, but again, you will be the first to know.
Exactly. Just don't miss an episode of the Clicks to Riches show. That's where you can find the latest updates on the platform. Everybody wants to know, what can I expect in the future? What can I expect in the future? Just know it's going to be awesome, okay? And so no need to go anywhere or do anything. You'll be the first to know.
Okay, next question from Lynn D. Will the Printify premium subscription discounts apply to Printful products too?
Well, certainly not right now. Okay, because each platform is going to operate independently. Will it in the future? I don't know if that's something you want, and others out there, and others of you out there want. Let us know so we can. So now that we're in this collaboration phase and we're deciding in which direction to go, so if we hear from you, then we'll know exactly what to prioritize and what not to.
Mm-hmm. Next question from Breaking Apparel. Will shipping become faster with both companies? Again, we can't say right now, but we can maybe speculate. We have more access to print providers.
Sure. What's going to be crucial for you to understand about this shipping aspect is that you're going to have more shipping options. Now, I can't go on record and say yes, everything's going to be faster because a lot of factors are going to depend on that. Where your products are being fulfilled, where your customer is located, seasonality, stock levels, things like that. So there's a lot of factors involved. But with more options, it's certainly a rosier outlook on the horizon. So stay tuned for more details.
Mm-hmm. Another question from Rockstars next. Will we be able to use Printful mockups for Printify products?
If you want that, we can talk about it. It's one of those things where we are now in the process of building out the synergies and the ways that we can combine our strengths. If you really like Printful's mockups, I'll talk to one of our photographers and be like, hey, okay, can we combine both teams and kind of like make sure that our mockups can be useful for both products? How would we do that? How do we build that out? So if you really like our mockups, go and into our Facebook groups, our YouTube comments right now in this chat and tell us about it. Because we're not going to find out about which features and which options you love if you don't tell us.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't think it will. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to say anything out of pocket. So let's just go ahead and move on.
Yeah. We have two similar questions. One from IKECon. If you operate independently, what's the point of a merger? And then another question from Jules Gorley. So what exactly are the benefits of this merger?
Okay.
Well,
go ahead.
We've kind of covered it already a little bit. Again, we're already two giant brains in this industry, merging, coming together into one. We can share with each other now our technologies, our knowledge. Both companies have their strengths, both have their weaknesses. We can now combine those to have all like superpowers.
Right, and it's important to understand there's a lot of moving parts on both sides of the aisle here, both on the Printify side and the Printful side. Although we're in the same business, our business models can be considered completely different because Printful does everything in-house. We have a network of 85 plus print providers. On day one, present you with a fully merged product is a little bit of wishful thinking. Would that have been great? Yes, of course. But we have to start the collaboration process, and again, you folks are ultimately going to be the ones to benefit. But as it stands right now, you can count on both platforms to operate and provide you the service that you have been grown accustomed to.
Yeah, and on top of that, as we are working on this right now, what we're saying is that the two platforms are going to be separate for the time being. We're not promising that always this is going to be the case. What we're saying is that right now you don't have to worry about changes immediately, but we promise that there's going to be good stuff coming.
Yes, the ultimate goal is to provide something for you that works best, using the best of what Printify offers and the best of what Printful offers. So ultimately, you can increase your profitability, reach more of your target audience, regardless of where they live, with better shipping options, better product options, and just better service across the board.
T. Marie is asking a really good question. Will we still be able to choose our own provider or be forced to use what is available?
Well, certainly that's not going to change on Printify. That's kind of what we do well, giving you the freedom and flexibility to choose the option that works best for you based on your distinct and unique business needs. So for the time being, absolutely not. Okay, but stay tuned, because in addition to that sort of freedom and flexibility, we'll be able to add on layers that come from the Printful side that you're going to be able to take advantage of as well.
Okay, let's do, I think, one more question. We have a really good one from We Like You. After this, where is the best place to give feedback?
Oh, very good question. Well, first of all, you can start right here. Okay, these chats, and whether you're watching live or on replay, put them in here because they will exist, and we definitely will be curating the chat, both the chat and the comment section, and passing that information up the ladder. You're also able to contact either our merchant support team or the merchant support team over at Printful. Let your voice be heard. That will all be cataloged, and again, your feedback is crucial to this process. So we are able to deliver you the product that works best for you.
Yes, and one quick comment. So the survey link that we shared, it was broken, but it is back and fixed now. So we'll share that again. Go ahead, click on it, fill out that survey so you can get those awesome prizes.
Okay, wonderful. So we've shared the survey already. Wonderful. All right, well, thank you to everybody that submitted a question. If you want to continue the conversation, you're always welcome to join me for my live Q&A sessions. I do them on Mondays and Wednesdays, all with the effort to make sure you are more knowledgeable and more profitable. Let's pop that link into the chat one more time. But I want to give away some more money. What better way to wrap up this little conversation and this little love session that we had by giving away a little bit of money? So 3 of you who put in today's coupon code correctly will win $15 of Printify sales credit and get that money placed directly into your account. Okay? So again, wallet on the left-hand side of your Printify account. Click on Payments and then scroll down to where it says Coupons, and get ready to enter today's 3rd and final coupon code. All right, are you ready?
And let us know if you win. We've only had one person shout out that they've won. We want to celebrate you.
Exactly. All right, so we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Sky's the limit. Exactly. In keeping with our theme of the day, that this is really only the beginning, and the sky is the limit in terms of what we'll be able to do together to increase your sales and make your customers your customers happy and into repeat customers. Sky's the limit, all one word, printed just like this. And just like Leah said, if you won, let us know so we can all celebrate on your behalf. Okay? But there'll be one more chance to win. That'll be those of you that answer our post-show survey, where you can win $50 of Printify sales credit, $50 of Printful sales credit, Clicks to Riches t-shirt, and an embroidered Printful hat. So you can be the belle of the ball this Christmas. Well, let's wrap things up today with an action plan. How do you put together everything that we talked about today?
First, we do have a winner. So,
Oh, good.
Naughty Gnome Tico. won the last code. So
Naughty Gnome Tico?
Naughty Gnome Tico. It's a great name. And Alvin Rustin, we've got 2 winners in the chat. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you guys. See, just tune into the Clicks to Riches show and the money will fall from the sky. Congratulations, you guys. All right, so back to the action plan. Well, first of all, folks, don't panic. Okay, there's nothing you need to do right now. We've mentioned it a few times. It's worth mentioning again. Each platform will operate independently for the time being and to support you through the tail end of this holiday season. Okay, and because we totally have your back. That is the most important thing that I think we need to get across. Okay, you can still plan on the same quality and level of service, whether that is delivered by Printify or by Printful. And by all means, start familiarizing yourself with Printful. And if you're joining us today from Printful, yeah, do the same with Printify, because eventually, like I said, you're going to be getting both the best of both worlds. So starting that journey today, starting that journey of knowledge today is highly recommended. And get excited about the future, okay? Although the future is still unknown, it's time to get excited, okay? Mm-hmm. Let us know what you want to see from us, and just know that at the end of the day, you are going to be the one to ultimately benefit, okay? Let's bring this crazy holiday season to a close, and I just want to remind you folks out there that once we're fully on the other side of the holiday sales season, take a break. Okay, remember why you got into this business, because you wanted the freedom and flexibility to do things your way, okay? So take some time, spend those profits wisely, recharge your batteries, and then prepare yourself, because 2025 is going to be a monster of a year. And I want to make sure you're all set to capture as much profit from the upcoming new year as possible.
Good monster, not bad monster.
Good monster, yeah. Yes, a good monster. Okay, all right, so folks, I just want to leave you with a special note here. Now, in my years in this business, I've worked with the top sellers at Printify, which makes them the top sellers in the entire industry. And a lot of them have been using both Printify and Printful for years. So this merger is sort of a union of success. Mm-hmm. So please don't feel like you are limited to only Printify or only Printful. There are options for your business that you can employ simultaneously right now to ultimately add to your profitability. So if you haven't already, explore exactly how both Printify and Printful can benefit you, your business, and your customers. Okay, folks. Well, we've already shared that link in chat, so I encourage you to fill out our survey. Join me for my live Q&A sessions that I do on Mondays and Wednesdays, 100% free. Join me in my home studio, and let's talk about what you want to talk about. And again, just a quick reminder that our prize package is $50 of Printify sales credit, $50 of Printful sales credit, a Clicks to Riches shirt, and a embroidered Printful hat. I'll be reaching out to the winners personally, so we can deliver that to you ASAP, and you can start taking advantage and start spending those sales credits, okay? Thank you so much for joining us on this very special, very exciting, very unique episode of the Clicks to Riches show. Liz, do you have any last words for our audience?
Sure. Why not? I feel like the one thing that I wanted to get across as much as possible is that I'm so genuinely excited for this. I know that there's a lot of information that we can't quite share with you guys yet, mostly because we're working it out on our end as well. But please know that our entire goal this entire time is to make sure that you guys have the best experience possible. That's why we're taking it slow with the info. That's why we're taking it slow with the advances and making sure that we build out the best stuff possible, okay? I'm hyped. I'm so glad to be able to sit here with you guys and be in the studio with this awesome team. I hope you guys are also excited, and I hope that the people in the chat are also excited.
Exactly. How about you, Leah? Any last words for our audience?
Oh, I say, kind of agreeing with Elizabete here, take advantage of what you're given. Just by watching our live shows, Clicks to Riches, you guys are already insiders. You're getting insider information. You know as much as we know. So take advantage of this opportunity. Go check out Printful's website and YouTube channel, and vice versa. If you're watching from Printful, check out Printify's website and our YouTube channel.
Exactly, and tune into the Clicks to Riches show for all the latest news in print on demand. So from everyone here at the Clicks to Riches show and Printify and Printful, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time.